Hi, my thriving friends. It's Catherine again. In this video, I wanted to share with you a system that I think applies to almost every business. I applied it to my first business, which was my law firm, and then I applied it to my purpose-driven company, ADHD Life Simplified. And I'm applying it to our community, the thriving ADHD mompreneurs. So let's get started. The first thing I'd like you to do is open a Google Sheet like what I have here. It's either a Google Sheet or a Microsoft Excel, whichever kind of sheet that really helps you. So the first thing is coming up with the categories. These are the basic categories that I think applies to all businesses. That's why this is a starting point. I wanted to share it with you. The first one is attract. And I'll explain this all to you in just a sec. Attract, convert, deliver, and collect. When I first learned this, I had to learn this before starting my law firm. Actually, let me rephrase that. I learned this while I was starting my law firm because they don't really teach you in law school how to run a business or start a business. And you especially don't learn this while practicing law. So even though I'm a seasoned attorney, I did not know anything about how to start a business, how to be an entrepreneur. So I read this book by Mike Michalowicz, which is Clockwork. And in here, he had this. So I learned this about 5 years ago when I started my law firm, and it really helped. For him, he had it arranged as attract, convert, deliver, and collect. But for our purposes, I want to switch this around. I want the deliver to be collect, and then I want the collect to be deliver. This is the funnel, so to speak. You start with attracting, then converting, and then collect, and then deliver. Let me explain why I switched that around. Attract means how to attract your ideal client, how to attract your customer, your avatar, your target audience. Basically, any audience that you want to read your blog posts, buy your stuff, buy your offers. That's what attract means. Convert is how do you convert your ideal client into whatever offer that you want to deliver. When you're attracting them, they're potential clients, and then you convert them from potential clients into actual clients. So after you convert them into actual clients, how do you collect? Meaning collect the amount that they'll pay you for your services or for your offer. And then after you collect your payment, then you deliver the services or the offer that you promised your client. The reason I switched that around instead of deliver first and then collect, because when I started my law firm, I actually had the funnel to be deliver first and then collect. And what happened was I would deliver the legal services to my clients and then invoice them my legal bills, which was pretty standard in some cases. And what I found was after I deliver and then I collect, I had people who did not pay their legal bills. That's why people have accounts receivables or AR in their accounting system, because some of the customers are not paying. So my energy also had to be put into collecting that money from people who did not pay. Some people had $37,000 that were never paid, and it would have required me a lot of time, effort, and even litigation to just collect the money that they owe me. And it was just not worth it having to have that time and mental framework of trying to collect money that I deserved and earned. So I thought, you know what? I need to change the system by switching it around. So that's why now I collect the money first and then I deliver. And guess what? It works perfectly the same for my client. And especially for me, I don't have to worry about not getting paid because I get paid first and then I deliver the offer. And if you run across some clients that says, I don't want to pay first, then it's up to you to have a different mindset. For me, my mindset is, if this client cannot afford to pay right now before I deliver my offer or my services, I don't think they'll have the capacity to also pay after I deliver my offer and services. So the mindset shift I had to create for myself is, would I rather work for free or be paid now and then give my services that was already, I know I can deliver? So those are the things to keep in mind with your business. Now that you know what the funnel is, let's get started in filling out what I mean. The first thing that I would recommend to do is to start with deliver, not the attract, but deliver. Basically, ask yourself, what is your offer? What are you trying to offer, or where do you want your ideal clients to end up in? For me, what I want to offer is my school community, which is the Thriving ADHD Mompreneurs. So that's my school community. That's where I deliver all of my services. I have my cheat sheet here, so I'm just looking at it. And what do I have here? And my subgroup here is what I deliver under this main headline of my thriving community is, I offer free community, free courses actually, because I have two. So you start writing down what you offer. I also offer accountability support. I have 3 different one. I should probably put that there. I have a 7-day and then 60-minute and 30-day accountability support depending on people's needs and budget. And then I also have paid mini courses. So I have my ChatGPT course. I have my phone system course. Phone system course. And I have my speaker course. So those are the 3 ones that I do. And another thing I deliver in my community is basically connection. Free connection with me and other ADHD mompreneurs. And that has great value because being an entrepreneur can get lonely. You're all alone, sometimes working from home, and no one to bounce ideas with. So that's very helpful. So the reason we start with the deliver is because we have to reverse engineer. Now that we know what our offer is, so I know my offer is my community, what I need to do is then figure out, okay, who do I attract here? I already know that I'm attracting ADHD mompreneurs. That's my ideal client. So how do I attract them? So I want to attract ADHD mompreneurs. So that's my target audience. And you can call it target audience, ideal client, avatar, whatever terminology you want to use. And then I have to think about, where can I find them? Where can I attract them? I attract them through paid ads, talking about Meta, using Instagram and Facebook ads. I also attract them from my email list. I've been growing my email list. And then I also have YouTube channel where I have free videos there. And then I have other lists here to give you an idea of some other ways that I attract my clients. But these are the top 3 that I use. And the other ones that I also use are these, to give you some ideas. School chats. When I chat on school in other communities, then I get known in that community as well. And also as an expert, and also I get to build rapport with the members and with the creator of that community, and they end up checking out my profile and then joining my membership. my own school community, the Thriving ADHD Mompreneurs. I have to be authentic when I'm chatting in these communities, and you don't want to just join communities because you want to attract members. You join because you find value in those communities, and also because you want to really contribute to the community itself. And then I have school discovery. The cool thing about school discovery is school actually shows communities to other school users. So the friction of people not knowing how to use school gets lessened. According to a statistics that Sam Ovens mentioned recently, is that about 20% of school community members come from school discovery. So that's pretty cool. And I do get members from just trying to search me in school as when they're looking for school communities. And then website. My website, I have the ADHD Life, ADHD Life Simplified.com website. Let me do that again. ADHDLifeSimplified.com website. Another one is obviously Instagram, social media, Instagram and Facebook, because I run ads to them, so I list them separately, and then I write other social media that you can think of. Talk about TikTok, X, LinkedIn, Thread, whichever one else that you use, and I would add Pinterest here as a social media as well. Another creative way that I attract my target audience, and I want to insert that in here just because it's something creative. So I want to put school chats and school discovery there. Another creative way that I attract target audience is through my email signature blocks. So in my email, when you receive my email from Catherine at ADHDLifeSimplified.com, my signature block has an offer there to my thriving community, so that whoever gets my email would always have a chance to look at my signature block and get attracted to my thriving community right here. And another thing that I use creatively is the email out of office auto reply. What that is if you've sent me an email, you will automatically get a reply, an auto reply, my out of office auto reply, where I say I can't respond to you substantively right away. I'm hyper focusing on a project. In the meantime, please take a look at my TEDx talk here. I invite you to watch that if you're interested. And then I also have invitation to check out my community to whoever gets that out of office email message. So that's another way that I attract people. So these are all free. All of these are free. And even my email list is free, and YouTube is free. Only the paid ads are paid. I grew my email list from my paid ads, but after I created my email list, I have about 4,500 subscribers. Then I was able to keep them, and that's why I say it's partly paid, partly free, because when I email them, it's free, and then YouTube is free. So those are my methods of attracting. Now, you could be attracting by going to networking events, or joining other communities, or joining Facebook groups. So you would add that all here. And then afterwards is convert. So after you figure out how you want to attract your ideal client, then you have to figure out how do you want to convert them. So once you've grabbed their attention, how do you convert them so that they would go into your community? For me, I convert them because we're reverse engineering this, because I know I'm going to deliver them inside my community. I convert them using my school about page, which is a landing page. And you can also have a separate landing page on your website or a standalone landing page. So you could have a landing page standalone or a landing page on your website. There you go. And another way to convert people is your website homepage. That's another way that I convert people too. So my website, ADHD Life Simplified, is both in attracting, because I have like the pop-ups here, website, pop-ups, sign-ups, sign-up forms. So website sign-up forms, and this one, website homepage, so that when they go to my homepage, they can see, oh, okay, I like that. And then in my homepage, there's an invitation to my thriving community. So that's where they get converted again. And then for collecting, it's really simple for me. I really like the school payment system. So that's the only collecting that I use. You can also use Stripe. I've used Stripe before, but I really like the school payment system because they take care of the VAT, which is an international tax issue, and it's very expensive to manage. So I'd rather have school do that because it's part of their payment system. So this is the simple framework of what you can do to organize and systematize your business. This is the basics. I use this for my law firm, and then I used it for my ADHD Life Simplified, and I use this for my thriving ADHD mompreneurs community. Also, what I'd recommend is if you're having a hard time organizing your Google Drive or any cloud-based system that you're using, your CRM, your Notion, what you could do is have these 4 pillars of attract, convert, collect, and deliver. When I started my law firm, these were actually the main folder of my Google Drive. And then the main folder becomes attract. And then when you click on that main folder, the subfolder are these, for example, and then that's where I keep all the files. So I only have 4 Google folders, main folders, which are attract, deliver, convert, and collect and deliver. And that keeps it all tight and neat. So whenever I need something, I know where to go. Also, this helps you prioritize because let's say, well, actually, I'm a real life example right now. I just came back from vacation and I feel off as to, okay, what am I supposed to do today? Because I'm still in vacation mode. So I wanted to do this exercise so that I can see where should I go in my business. Let me go back to the basic, which is attract, convert, collect, deliver, and let me look at this, and then where should I go? And this morning, what I did was I went to my paid ads and double check those and see what I can optimize. So that's why today my priority was the attract, because you're always trying to attract your target audience. And then after I finish attract, then my next target will be to convert. Let me make sure I maximize my school about page. After that, then the school payment system, luckily that's already taken care of by school themselves. So all I have to do is just have a payment link, so I don't have to worry about that. And then deliver is just to make sure I have all of these set up and nurturing my members, actually providing them service that they find valuable, which is for you, because that's why I'm creating this video, because it's part of my deliver of being able to provide value inside my thriving ADHD mompreneurs. So as a summary, if you're not sure where to start or prioritize in your business, this could help. If you're not sure how to organize your Google Drive, this would help as well. And if you're not sure how to set up your business, this can help as well. Let me know what you think. There are different variations of this same system. This is what I use, and hopefully it helps you Thank you, and I appreciate you.